Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about bags that I would never repurchase again. I'm doing this video because I hopefully will save you from doing the same mistakes that I did. Let's get into the video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Marlene and I do videos and vlogs about luxury fashion, handbags and shoes. So if that's something you like, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So hopefully I will save you from doing the same mistakes that I did with some of my bag purchases. I'm into my third year with buying luxury bags and I have already done some mistakes, and I think the mistakes that I did was early in my career when it comes to buying luxury bags. So hopefully I will save you from doing the same mistakes. Some of these bags are because of the color and others are just because of the style didn't work for me. And the first bag we are going to talk about is the Bottega Veneta pouch. I got this one in the mini size in the color plaster, which is a beige-ish color but kind of off-white. And the reason why I would never repurchase this bag again is because it didn't work out for me. This was one of my first luxury bags and I really regret the color I got it in. I have now sold it. I think I sold it 1 year after I got it because I didn't think about how the bag would fit into my lifestyle and also my style. So the first day I used the bag, I got color transfer on it, and to be honest I feel that the quality wasn't that great. It was a little bit uneven. It also was some imperfections on the leather which I didn't really like, and I didn't end up using the bag at all. It was just sitting on the shelf, and I think there are so many other bags that you can go for that are better, because I feel that this wasn't the best one because I felt that the design wasn't very thought out. It had a longer shoulder and crossbody strap that you could take out of the bag, and if you didn't want the strap you had to put it inside the bag, and then it will be a little bit messy inside the bag, which I kind of didn't prefer, because when I had my phone inside it, it had to be in the bottom because of the pyramid shape, and if I took my phone out the strap will also tangle into the phone and get out with the phone. And also it is a very small bag and it takes a lot of space inside it. And another thing that I didn't like about it is that the strap is adjustable, but there are no settings or something like that. So you could use it as a shoulder bag, but then if you pack the bag a little bit heavy, over time the strap will go out to the normal length, and it isn't the most practical. A bag that I would suggest you to get if you are looking for a clutchy bag that you can also wear crossbody is the Fendi First bag, because that one is a lot better, because then you can completely remove the strap if you want a clutch bag, but you can also attach a crossbody and shoulder strap to it. And another thing that I didn't like about the Bottega pouch is the color. So it didn't work out for me in that white beige color. It was one of my first luxury bags, and after one time I ruined it, and I learned my lesson when it comes to white bags. So I would necessarily not go for a white bag when it comes to a bag that I want to use often. But yeah, that was the first bag that I strongly suggest you to not get, because I think there are so many other pieces out there and bags that will work out better, and I feel that this bag isn't something that will work out for everybody, especially not beginners. If you are new to light colored bags and do the same mistake as me. But yeah, that was the first bag. And the next bag is a bag that I feel is very popular, especially as a starter bag, and it is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. This was, I think, actually it was my first luxury bag that was not vintage, because I also had a Louis Vuitton Boulogne which I got when I turned 18, but this was my first luxury bag that I have bought directly from the store. And the reason why I would suggest you to not go for it is because of the quality. When I got mine, I actually thought it was fake because the stitching and everything was so bad. The damier arabian didn't line up, it was very poorly made, and I felt that this wasn't a luxury bag. This could be something that you can buy in H&M, for example. So right away I felt disappointed. But also another thing that you have to be aware of is that the canvas is glazed, and I think my Neverfull had a glazing issue, but I didn't do anything about it before I sold it. And the first time I took it out, I got a scratch on the canvas. I know that this is a big bag and mainly a work or everyday bag, so it will get scratches and anything like that. But I felt that it was very poorly made when I got a scratch right away. I think it was my nail or something that made the scratch, and I felt that it should be better quality than that, especially if you are going to use it as a everyday bag. Another thing that I very early noticed about the bag is that the leather trim very easily cracked, because I liked to have my Neverfull tied up to make it a little bit less mainstream, because I know that most of the people who are carrying a Neverfull doesn't have it tied up and have it the normal way. But I like to tie it up to change the shape a little bit. But then the leather trim started to crack, and I could go on and on about the quality issue of this bag. And I also feel that you can find a lot better bags for that price point. A bag that I have talked earlier about in my channel is the YSL tote, I think it is called. This one is completely in leather compared to the Louis Vuitton, which is in canvas, and I feel that you are paying a lot for canvas. But yeah, I would not suggest you to go for the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I sold it a year after I got it, and I think I stopped using it after half a year because I didn't feel comfortable wearing it. I felt that everybody looked at me, because even though I got it in damier arabian, I feel that everyone knows what it is, and I kind of prefer that understated luxury that most of the people doesn't know what you are carrying. And I feel that it is a little bit safer if most of the people doesn't know what you are carrying. But that's me. So that was the second bag that I would not suggest you to get. The next bag is a bag that didn't stick in my collection for a long time, and it is the Dior Hobo bag. This was a new bag that Dior released on the runway. I think it was in 2021 in the autumn, and it came out in around February last year. And I was just hopping on the trend, and I was feeling that bag very hard, and I felt that this bag was next it bag. And when I got it, I was instantly regretting it because the bag didn't work out for me. I thought I could use it as a crossbody bag because I have seen so many people on Instagram using it as a crossbody bag, but I couldn't make it work. I think it wasn't meant to be a crossbody bag. I think it was more a shoulder bag, and when I carried it crossbody, it would be up here, and I didn't feel that that was my style at all. However, I did like the colors. I got it in white with gold tone, which was my favorite because underneath the bag it says Christian Dior, and I think that with the gold tone it is a lot more understated than, for example, white with black leathers. But it didn't work out for me. I didn't wear it once outside because I felt that it was so horrible on me. So I sold it, I think, a week after my birthday, because I got it for my birthday, but I didn't want it. And as you might know, Dior wasn't in Oslo at that time, so I ordered it through my essay in London, and it would be quite a hassle to return it, so therefore I sold it. I think I got under half of the money back, and I didn't use it once, so it was completely new with all the stickers and everything on it. But that was a bad purchase, and I feel that this is a bag that you won't see in a couple of years. I haven't personally seen it in real life after I sold mine, because I think most of the people have seen through it and know that this isn't a bag that will stick or is going to work. And I just felt that the bag wasn't practical at all, because the thing that I liked about it is that you could wear it crossbody and also on your shoulder, and also by the top handle but it only looked good on the shoulder, so no. It didn't work out, and I'm not suggesting you to get that bag at all. Another bag is actually a bag that I have in my collection, but not in that specific color. And the bag that I really regretted is the Bobby bag in the medium size with box leather and also in beige. It was a Christmas present from my boyfriend, but the reason why I returned it is because it was full of scratches, and it really looked like the display model because there was full of nail scratches and everything on it. I ended up returning it because it didn't felt like a new bag. Now I have it in black, and I'm so happy with the one in black. It suits me and my style more than the beige one. I would never go for it in beige again because the black one can fit everything and fits my style a lot more than beige one. And also a main reason why I don't suggest getting that bag is because it is made out of box leather, and box leather can be scratched very easily. So when I got my Bobby in black, I waited for almost 2 years. I really wanted it to be completely untouched, and therefore it took some time because my Dior essay here in Norway said that this bag is very easily scratched. It can happen in the back room even though it is not a display model. So therefore I wanted it to be completely with all the things that it comes with from the factory, and it is very easily scratched. So I would not suggest you to get it if you are afraid of scratches. Now that I have the Bobby bag myself, I'm not afraid of scratches because then I have done it. So that's something you have to be aware of if you are looking to buy a Bobby bag in box. If you don't want the scratched look and if you don't want to worry about scratching the bag, I would suggest you to go for the grained one. But then again, it is not the same style. Therefore, I felt that I couldn't go for the grained one because the box leather is just so much prettier in my mind. The beige color is kinda a little bit weird. It has a lot of yellow and green in it, so it's not the prettiest beige in my mind. That was the Bobby bag. The next bag that I would never ever repurchase again is the Jacquemus Le Chiquito. I had it in the mini size, and it was also in a beige beautiful fabric. But the reason why I am not ever going to repurchase that bag again is because it is completely useless, and I think it means a lot when I say it's useless because my ultimate dream bag is a mini Kelly, but this one is just completely useless. You can only have a lipstick or AirPods inside it. You cannot fit anything inside it, and I felt that the bag was so useless. Obviously you couldn't fit your phone in it, and that's not my main problem with it because I most of the time carry my phone in my hand and not in my bags. But I couldn't fit any of my necessities inside it, even not my car key without a keychain, and also the cards. You have to take them out of the card holder. You can only fit, I think, a few cards and a lipstick. That's not my lifestyle at all. I have my keys, my card holder and a lipstick with me most of the time, and also my phone in my hand, so I don't carry that much with me. So for that reason I think that small and medium sized bags are the best ones for me. I don't like totes because I feel that it is completely unnecessary for me for a everyday bag, but the Le Chiquito one was just too small. I think I used it a couple of times, and I also ended up selling that one as well. I think it was only after a year or so. If I was going out and eating dinner, I couldn't fit all my necessities inside it, so therefore I always went for the other bags that could fit that, because I don't want to have a bag with me and carry my keys and my lipstick in my hand with my phone and having, for example, my cards inside the bag. And I also sold it for a lot less than I bought it for. So even though it is not that expensive, I feel that there are so many other bags that you could go for that are more practical, that you could use forever and ever and ever. And I also feel that I haven't seen so much Jacquemus bags lately. I feel that the trend has kind of died a little bit. And the last bag that I would never ever repurchase again is the Chanel boy bag. And I have talked about the Chanel boy bag so many times before on my channel, but not lately. But now I'm going to mention it once again. And the main reason why I think it is not worth it and I would not repurchase it again is because of the design. I think the design is very bad. So the first thing is that the corners will get a lot of wear, because when you are placing your bag down, the corners will be the feet kind of, because they are sticking out of the bag, and then they will get a lot of wear because you have to place it down. I didn't have that specific issue with mine because I didn't use it as often, but the corners will be ruined, and that's not good at all, especially if you are looking for an investment piece. But the main reason is the way that it looks. I think the style is very outdated. It gives me that 2014 vibes. However, I have seen people styling it very well, but I feel that this isn't a bag that is going to be a great bag over time. And another reason, and the main reason why I hated this bag so freaking much, is a problem that you don't necessarily think about before you are getting the bag. At least I didn't think about it, but when I tried it on and when I had it on for the first time, because here in Norway we don't have any Chanel stores and it was locked down. So I bought this bag because I have saved up to buy a classic flap because we were going to Paris. But when the lockdown came, I really wanted to treat myself, and the Chanel resale market isn't that big here in Norway. So it was kind of the only bag that was available that I did like. But when I tried it on, I noticed right away that this is a very loud bag. You cannot go anywhere without people noticing that you have the bag on you. And the reason for that is because the chain is in metal, and also the attachment from the bag is also in metal, and you don't have any settings, so the bag will just go like this on the chain, and then it will make that very very loud noise. And I promise you, however you wear the bag will make that noise regardless on whatever you are doing, because it has no settings on it. And I have tried to carry it in my hand, I have tried to carry it crossbody, on my shoulder, everything, and the bag will make that freaking noise everywhere you are going. And regardless if you are just standing still, it will go like this, and that freaks me out. I have talked about that before, that the chain is just the worst. And also a thing that I didn't like about that bag was the color. The color wasn't suiting my style or anything I had in my closet, so I really struggled to style it because the color was very special, but not in a good way. And also I felt that the bag wasn't a great bag. And also a thing that didn't work out is because I really like to wear my bags crossbody, but over time the bag will get deformated because it has a little bit structure, but it doesn't have the biggest structure, and over time it will be a little bit curved. And also if you are carrying it a little bit on the side, for example near to your arm, it will get a little bit crushed, and also it will get a little bit crushed on the bottom. And also for the closing, it is kind of like a push closure, and that doesn't help the bag from sagging as well, because then you will also have to push it together to close it every time, and the bag doesn't hold up very well over time. I think this is a bag that will be beautiful for maybe a year or two, or maybe if you are a little bit careful, but if you're not thinking about how you are wearing it and how you are closing it every time, it will be very deformated and ruined very fast. So this isn't a investment bag whatsoever, unfortunately, because this one is one of the bags that aren't that expensive from Chanel, because the classic flaps are very expensive because of all the price increases. But I think the boy bag is quite decently priced for Chanel, but not for what it is. So yeah, so that was the last bag that I would never repurchase again, and hopefully you will not do the same mistakes that I did. I hope that this video will make you think 2 or 3 times more before you are buying that specific bags, because there are some surprising elements that you don't realize before you buy a bag. I have my fair share of that. So now when I'm buying some bags, I really want to consider it and think about it a lot before I actually buy the bag. When I rebought my Bobby bag, I went on and thought about it in my mind. Would I be comfortable with the bag being scratched and everything like that? And it took me a long time, almost 2 years, for me to say that, okay, I am comfortable with scratching my bag and that the bag will look that way in a couple of months. And I would also like to mention, if you have any of these bags, I hope that you don't feel offended, because this is just my personal opinion and the bags that I would never repurchase again. But if you have them and if you love them, please just still love them and wear them, because the worst thing is buying bags and letting them sit just collecting dust, because they are meant to be used. And if they aren't working out for you, sell them. Let me know in the comments if you have any bags that you have bought that was a completely failure. I'm very curious to hear that as well. And thank you so much for watching. And if you're not done watching me yet, here is another video, and goodbye.